Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is March 22nd, 2023. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is time to preview an all-new episode of AEW Dynamite tonight on TBS. Tonight's Dynamite will be live from Independence, Missouri, and tonight we have what Tony Khan announced last week as a dream match. Kenny Omega taking on El Hijo del Vecino. That is tonight. Should be, you would think, a great match. Definitely looking forward to seeing that one tonight on Dynamite. And also the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Guns, defending their titles against Top Flight and the Blackpool Combat Club. Continue their war on the Dark Order. Tonight we will see Jon Moxley and Stu Grayson one-on-one. And the Outcasts vs. AEW Originals continues. Tonight we have Tony Storm taking on Sky Blue. Also, the other day, Sting just turned 64, but he'll be celebrating his birthday tonight in a trios match. Sting will be teaming with Darby Allin and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy to take on the team of Kip Sabian, the Butcher, and the Blade. And tonight, Stokely Hathaway might be in some trouble because he's got a no disqualification match against Hook tonight due to the stipulation of a previous match. Stokely has to face Hook one-on-one in a match. And I think Ethan Page, Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy, Big Bill, Lee Moriarty, everybody is, I want to say, they're banned from ringside. So that's what is in store for tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite on TBS. From Independence, Missouri. Just before I left the house this morning, was listening to My World with Jeff Jarrett about when Dixie Carter takes control of TNA. I haven't listened to all of it yet, but so far I recommend it. A couple dogs as I'm walking by here, and it's a good episode of the podcast so far, talking of course a lot about the early days of NWA TNA, the Wednesday night pay-per-views at the Asylum. So if you have a chance, I recommend listening to that episode of My World with Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, of course, challenging Orange Cassidy last week on Dynamite for the AEW World Championship. And now, as we get closer to WrestleMania, the most wonderful time of the year for us wrestling fanatics. Tomorrow we got Impact Wrestling in New Japan and the new episode of Ring of Honor on Honor Club. And this Friday, though, the only wrestling we got is WWE Friday Night SmackDown, and Saturday will be AEW Rampage this week. I want to say it will be starting on TNT at 10 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Like I talked about on the Wrestling Fanatic the other night, is that last Friday night, though, when Rampage started late due to the college basketball, and even later than it was originally supposed to. It was scheduled to start at 11:30, and then didn't start till sometime after midnight, maybe around 12:07, and it actually helped because the ratings for Rampage went up, which I know I was expecting later time slot would go down lower than what they normally are, but had a pretty good week for Rampage last Friday night. But I know that a lot of people are giving credit to the college basketball lead-in. I'm guessing a lot of people were watching the game and then decided to stay on TNT, watch Rampage. Maybe they saw some pro wrestling coming on and wanted to watch, or were the diehard wrestling fanatics like us who were going to watch anyway every week. And then it doesn't matter what time it started anyway, it was going to stay up. Or, well, maybe if it was, say, 2 or 3 a.m., I might have recorded it, but I did leave the college basketball on, just muted it, and then waited for Rampage to start, which I wanted to say there was only about, when I turned it on, maybe 10 minutes or so left of the game. But like I said, there was a lot of stoppage, and it definitely went longer than 10 minutes because Rampage didn't start till after 12, and I turned on around 11:30, maybe a few minutes before, and wasn't too surprised though. But that's all for this episode of GMWF. Thank you everyone for tuning in to this Wednesday episode. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions about 360 Wrestling Podcast, the email is 360wrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. Remember all the social media: Instagram 360 Wrestling Podcast, Facebook 360 Wrestling Podcast, and Twitter at 360 Wrestling Pod. Also stay tuned for episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic coming at you. And hope everyone has a great Wednesday today. Hope everyone enjoys AEW Dynamite tonight on TBS. But until tomorrow, the Thursday episode of GMWF, keep watching pro wrestling, everyone.